Welcome everyone. My name is Danielle Smith-Walker. I'm the Director of Counseling here at the high school, and I'll be working with students in the class of 2027 with the last names H through O.
I'm Amorette Clausen, and I will work with the students whose last names start with A through G.
I'm Stacie Meyers, and I'm also a counselor. I work with students with the last names P through Z.
Let's review our agenda for today. We're going to go over the scheduling information and the timeline. We'll review the graduation requirements, course options, and college information. We'll go over our transcripts or take a look at them so that you'll understand just what they mean and what they contain. We'll review the locker sign-up process and show you where you'll go so that you'll understand what has to be done. And lastly, we'll go over your to-do list so you understand the expectations and just what's due from you next week. I'd like to think of a career pathway as kind of like a personal GPS system so that students can find their way to gainful employment and a successful career. One of our missions here at Mona Shores High School is that all of our students will graduate and become college, career, and life ready. That being said, our courses are aligned to 6 career pathways which follow the career pathway model. Those career pathways are arts and communications, business management, engineering, manufacturing, health services, and human services. What that means is all of our classes in our course offering guide are arranged or coordinated with a particular career pathway. When you open the course offering guide, you'll see the little circles and it'll indicate where a particular course fits in with a particular career pathway. It's actually something that's neat, and hopefully as you're looking at courses and making decisions, take a look at those and just see, maybe where a particular course fits in. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop in the counseling office for assistance. How many credits are needed for graduation? The answer, 28. Of the 28 credits, 19 and a half are required subjects, and the other 8 and a half are elective subjects. Every course that you take at Mona Shores High School is worth 0.5 credit, whether it's English 9A, English 9B. Both of those together make 1 credit because the 9A is 0.5, the 9B is 0.5. In total, a student may earn 7.5 credits per year, and you need 28 to graduate. Of the 28 credits required to graduate, 19.5 are core subject matter, and that would include 4.5 credits of English, English 9, English 10, English 11, and then a 12th grade English. Remember, that would also include the honors options in those categories as well. Plus the other 0.5 is speech, so that's your total of 4.5. Social studies, there are 3 total credits required, and that would include American history, government, and economics, or you could take AP government, world history, or AP world. And that's your 3 credits. Math requires 4 credits. And typically, for most students, it'll include algebra, geometry, algebra 2, and then a senior math option. And we have several options to choose from. Science, there are 3 credits, and that would be biology or honors bio, physics, and chemistry, which are 1 trimester options each, 1 try physics, 1 try chemistry in the 10th grade typically. And then in the 11th grade is your 3rd year science course, and it could be a variety of options as well we have for that. And then you need a half credit of health, a half credit of PE, 1 art credit. It could be art or business or industrial technology, life management, or music. You need 1 technology credit, and that would be things like design technology, web page design. There are lots of options to choose from. You need 0.5, and typically we take them in grades 9 through 11. And then as a senior, you will be required to take senior business technology. And then you also need 2 world language credits, either French or Spanish. So what's a transcript? A transcript is a historical document that shows all of the classes that a student has taken that may count towards college credit. It will have the title of the course, the grade level that you took the course in, the grade earned, and the credit that was given, and the trimester, or sometimes semesters, if you come from a semester place, that the class was earned in. It'll also have a lot of personal identifiable information like your name, your address, your birth date, and it'll also contain class rank. It'll contain a cumulative GPA as both a weighted and an unweighted GPA, and it'll break down your GPA per year. So in grade 9, what the GPA is, in grade 10, what the GPA is. And then it also will have your standardized test scores listed on it as well. And then lastly, once a student graduates, it'll get a stamp and a seal that says graduated, and it'll have a date. And then if you are planning to attend college, we submit this to colleges, we submit it to NCAA if you want to be a potential student athlete. It's used for a variety of things, but it is the official document that will record a student's status. Also, one thing to note about a transcript, we keep them on file. 99 years, I believe, is the state law. So if you have parents or grandparents probably that attended Mona Shores High School, they too have a transcript on file here. Okay, so we've given you a lot of information about the overall credits required for graduation. Let's talk more specifically about a 9th grader. Speech and English 9 or Honors English 9 A and B would be your English option. For social studies, it'd be American History A and B. For math, it would be the appropriate placement, but again, for most of you, it'll be Algebra 1A and 1B. Science, it'll be Biology A and B or Honors Biology. A half credit of health, a half credit of PE, but remember those two can be postponed, but we recommend that students do them in the 9th grade year because it kind of gets them out of the way so that as you progress through high school, there may be some other courses that you would want to take instead. And then a world language. This is also something that can be postponed, but if you choose, you may do Spanish 1 or French 1.
We offer a variety of electives. Look at your course request form to see what's available to you. Click on the videos link. That will take you to the counseling website. Here you will find clips that teacher made regarding what the class entails and whether or not there might be a prerequisite in order to take that class. Looking in your course request form, if a class has a prerequisite, there'll be an asterisk next to it. So you just want to make sure, usually maybe you need to take, for example, Broadcast 1 before moving on to Broadcast 2. Sometimes a prerequisite might be just that you have to be in a specific grade to take the class. On the website by the videos, we also have the course offering guide where you can also see descriptions of each class offered. Looking at the electives on the course request form, to the right of the class, there will be an A or a T. This means that the class can count towards an art or tech credit. I'm going to encourage you to take some of the required electives, PE or health. This will allow more room in your schedule when more classes open up down the road. Education can come in different formats. Many of the careers that you're going to hear about in this clip are in high demand in Michigan.
I get to do something every day and get paid for that I enjoy.
I'm a telemetry monitoring technician. In high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I'm so glad I pursued this. It's such a great career.
I never thought that manufacturing would be where I would go, but it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
For me, I started my co-op program at my high school. I started in a small shop, and they ended up putting me through the apprenticeship program. I've been doing this for 32 years. It can be a very well-paying career.
The part I enjoy is when the job is completely done and you look back and you can say, man, I helped build like even 30, 40 years from now.
I'm working on my journeyman's card and I have no debt.
Information technology is a fun career path.
I've brushed shoulders working here with people that have bachelor's degrees and have master's degrees, and I don't have a degree, and we're doing the exact same thing.
Everybody is kind of under the assumption that if they don't go to college, they're going to have a mediocre job, and that's really not the case.
It's fun, and not very many people can say that about what they do. Opportunities are definitely here in Michigan.
Most of these careers require additional training, such as apprenticeship, on-the-job training, or maybe taking specific classes. For example, to get a journeyman's, you have to take some college classes in a specific area. We just wanted to take a minute to show you all the different AP or advanced placement college-level classes that we offer at the high school. Keep in mind that the workload, it's going to be a little more intense. Also, most of these classes run 3 trimesters. So it is best to try to take required electives such as the PE, the health, the art early on in 9th or 10th grade year to make room for some of the future APs if you are interested. Freshmen can take AP Geography, but keep in mind this does not take the place of American history. You can earn college credit if you pay to take the AP exam at the end of the year and also score well on the exam. Please note that if you plan to take AP Geo next year, you will need a teacher recommendation. CTC is an option for juniors and seniors. There are a variety of programs that are offered. If you click on the link, you can see a list of the programs as well as a little more information regarding each class. Many of these programs are featured in the Going Pro video that you watched earlier. You also have the opportunity to earn college credit. If this is an area of interest, it is best to take the required electives so you have room in your schedule during your junior and senior year.
Another way to earn college credit in high school is through dual enrollment. This can be done in your junior or senior year, and it means you're taking classes at the college while also taking classes in high school. You have to qualify based on your PSAT or SAT score, and it must be a class that we do not offer at the high school. Since we offer 20 APs, a lot of kids do not take advantage of this because they take advantage of the APs, but that is definitely an option. You would have to work with your high school counselor at the time if that's something that you wanted to do. Muskegon County also offers an early college program. This is eligible to juniors and seniors. You would apply during your sophomore year if it's something that you're interested in, and you would need to be caught up completely on your graduation requirements by that time. The program extends your high school by 1 year, but the benefit of it is that you get your associate's degree completely paid for, and you get your associate's degree and your high school diploma after only 1 year out of high school. So it basically gives you an 11th and 12th grade year where you take college classes while you're taking high school classes, some in the summer as well. And then in your 13th year, you get your diploma and your associate's degree at the end of that year. And all those classes are taken entirely at the college. So it's just a kind of a unique experience. If you have questions about that and want to plan for doing that in your junior or senior year, please see your high school counselor.
We wanted you to have this as a reference. So thinking about life after high school, if you are planning to attend one of the colleges listed here, or actually any college will have a freshman profile on their website. So you just want to make sure that your GPA and SAT score are falling in line with what you want to do in the future. So this is more of a reference, so you can kind of see on average, this is freshman profiles at each college. On average, their GPA, SAT, and you just want to make sure your future goals are realistic and falling in line with how you're doing at the high school.
By now, hopefully you've heard about the Muskegon Area Promise Scholarship. This is free tuition for up to 2 years at Muskegon Community College or Baker College. You are eligible if you live within the Muskegon County boundaries, pay taxes to Muskegon County, graduate from a Muskegon County school, and end high school with a 3.4 unweighted GPA or higher. It's important for underclassmen to start planning now for that 3.4 unweighted GPA so you can be eligible for free college tuition when you graduate.
Any of you out there that think you may want to play collegiate athletics at the Division I or II level, it's important that you let your counselor know before 10th grade. The reason why: every school in the country has a list of approved courses that the NCAA will count towards satisfying the requirements. But generally speaking, to play Division I and Division II, you need 16 core courses. 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 2 years of a science, 1 year of an additional core subject, 2 years of social science, and 4 years of additional courses. Our Mona Shores High School coursework will generally cover this, but again, it's important for your counselor to know so that they can best advise you of future classes.
Summer school is an option for students who want to fill their schedule up with maybe double choir and band and don't have room in their schedule for it. So they might take credit enhancement in the summer. Tuition is $110 per class. You could take maybe speech in the summer if that's something that you wanted to do and get that out of the way before your freshman year. It is not at all required or even necessary to do unless you are wanting maybe a bunch of AP classes, and also a band, choir, or orchestra placement. Those are really the main reasons why students would do summer school. Summer school classes are credit, no credit, and so colleges don't love to see a whole bunch of classes that are offered that way. So we try to encourage kids who do want to do credit enhancement to do classes in the summer that are not the main core classes. There are only a few reasons why students are allowed to drop classes in high school. That is to correct obvious scheduling errors or assure that students are on track for graduation. If there is an error in placement, we would make a change. Or if a teacher says, hey, this class just isn't a good fit for this student, maybe they are not placed correctly, that's too hard or too easy. Those are mainly the only reason. So sometimes we get requests for students to change classes because they've changed their mind or they just didn't expect what the class was actually about. They thought it was something different. And unfortunately, we cannot change classes for that reason. We like to remind students that it's only 12 weeks. And so that's one of the benefits of trimesters, is it's a short time to stay in a class. The 3 trimester classes, though, you are making the full year commitment. So if you're enrolling in an AP class, if you're enrolling in band or choir or orchestra or the Career Tech Center later on, those classes, you're locked in for the whole year. And it is very important that you know exactly what you're scheduling for, what you're signing up for before you make that commitment, because you will not be allowed to get out even at the trimester time. We also get requests for dropping a class because maybe you want a different teacher, or maybe you don't like the lunch that you have, and understand that we cannot make those changes for you, even though sometimes we really want to. We really cannot. We make the master schedule based on your requests and then put that master schedule together. And it's a tricky thing to do with more than 1,200 students in the building, and so we cannot change really except for those reasons that we mentioned.
To sign up for a locker, you will need to go to your Google Classroom page under Classwork and your to-do list. Only one person needs to complete the sign-up form if you are signing up with a partner. Seniors will get their own locker.
We thought it would be helpful if we shared with you a sample schedule of a student that's on the regular track, a general track. We went through freshman year, sophomore year, junior, and senior year. And you'll note that we've got options that include the fine arts. We've got some that include the performing arts. And so lots of different varieties. But take a look. You'll see that we have a 5-period day here at the high school, 74 minutes each class. And we've got 3 12-week marking periods. And that's what we call our trimester. And so if you take a look, you'll see where classes are placed. We've got the A's and the B's. And if you remember, if you take a music or an AP class, those are all 3 trimester courses. Let's also take a look at the course request form. You have a green copy. And if you'll look on the first page, we have all the required subjects listed. On this student schedule, we just highlighted the English 9 option. Also, we'll need to put the speech option in there. We understand that some students may take it in summer school, but we still need you to take the speech. We've taken health. We've done the PE for this student, and they've also opted to take their world language credit. And if you look on the back, there are tons of electives on the back to choose from. And remember, all of them show the credit totals, and the total credits that it needs to have is 7.5. And then there's a sample box that's partly filled for you. We've populated it with the core subject matter, and so really you have to go in and then make the decision if you're going to take your language, what electives you'll take, and you can add that. We put this here so that you could see how things actually line up and if they will fit. And then lastly, I want to make sure that I remind you of the alternates. You have to select 3 alternate courses, and those are classes that you would take if you couldn't have one of your first choices. So please make sure that it's something that you like equally as well, because the likelihood is great that you'll get at least 1 alternate, maybe 2, because you are a 9th grader. So definitely make sure you choose classes that you want to take, not just put something there just to get it done. Okay, that's important. And then lastly, there's a drop policy. Please make sure that you read it, take a look at that, read that, have your parents read that, and then we will need signatures from both of you, as well as a contact phone number just in case we need to call home or call and ask you about something. It's just easy just to have it right there.
Join your class of 2027 Google Classroom. Your teacher will give you your code. It is in your Google Classroom that you will find a link to the scheduling presentation and any information you might need. Complete the green scheduling request form prior to March 2nd with parent signature and any applicable teacher signatures. Turn in course request form to your social studies teacher on March 2nd. We will schedule online on March 2nd in your social studies class. Be sure to sign up for your locker by visiting your Google Classroom. If you have any questions, go to your Class of 2027 MSHS Counseling Office and Scheduling Google Classroom page. Click on the Classwork tab at the top. Go to your to-do list. Here you'll find links to FAQs and a Google form that you can fill out if you still have questions and want to talk to your high school counselor.
I'm here with my buddy Andrew Baker.
I'm Andrew.
Heir to the Baton Baker franchise, and we're gonna ask him what he wants to be when he grows up.
If I don't make it to the NBA or NHL or NFL, I'll probably go to college.
What steps have you taken to go to college?
I've been passing all my classes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Clinical psychologist.
What steps have you taken to get there?
I'm currently taking a psychology class, and I've applied to schools that major psychology.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I would really like to be a professional BMX rider.
What steps have you taken to get there?
I have been riding for over 12 years and have practiced nonstop.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A kindergarten teacher.
What steps have you taken to get there?
I have made sure my grades are good and have looked up colleges.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an illustrator or an artist in any type. I've been drawing ever since I remember, and I have started looking for art programs in colleges.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm going to go to the UFC. I've been doing wrestling for about 10 years now, and I'm going to start boxing up in the summer.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be in HVAC for trades. None yet.
Fair enough. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A dermatologist. I've taken advanced classes to hopefully get into a good college.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a homicide detective. Well, I'm going to college at Concordia to study criminal justice there, and then I'll have to be a cop for a couple of years and work my way up.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a full-time Staples employee. I already work there, be selling printers and stuff.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An astronaut.
What steps have you taken to get there?
A couple. Just a small step for mankind.
What I want to be grow up, I want to work at Ford, and the steps I've taken to do that is work at DyeTech.
Hi, I'm Nico. I'm a sophomore, and I want to be an artist when I grow up. And the steps I'm taking to get there is slowly working on my art and trying to be better at it. I'm also going to do music when I grow up, so I'm mixing things together and listening to sounds in my life.
I really want to be a hairdresser when I grow up. I'm going to take some CTC classes, go to trade school, and get my license.
Hey Sailors, now that you've watched the video, we're certain that you'll have questions. We have a couple different ways that you can find the answers. You can go to the Class of 2027 Google Classroom under Classwork and your to-do list. There is an FAQ with common questions, or you can access a Google form where you can ask your questions in writing.
Just a reminder to bring your course request form to your social studies class so that you'll be able to schedule your classes online.
See you